If you attack, Nigeria goes counter. If you defend, Nigeria goes pull outs. Make your choice. That's so. It's
So you're caught between what? You're in a
thank you.
dilemma.
You're caught in between. This is the best team we're meeting so far. This is the most tactical team in Africa at the moment, for sure. So we are not also playing a team that is not as solid as us. We are meeting a team that is almost as good as we are. There is just one problem. This Senegalese team, they really don't know how good they are yet. Every time they have to be threatened for them to bring out their best.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So that is why it is very dangerous. The factor that will decide who wins is going to come down to the managers. The manager that is able to apply the right tactics that will be an antidote to the opposition is the one that will win it. Nigeria is not Victor Osimhen. Nigeria is these 11 solid players. For the past 20 years, I've never seen the Nigerian Super Eagles team play the way this team has played against Uganda, Mozambique, and Algeria. Prior to the World Cup 2022, had Morocco played the Afcon like this, the citizens would have been celebrating. But now, there's so much pressure coming from the citizens. They think their team has to win every game as if every game is the final. And a player nobody's talking about that is impressing me so much is Calvin Bassey. My God, this boy has totally grown. Confident. He's a rock.
Welcome back to Global Football Insight with Olise. I'm your co-host Omotoyosi Adebanjo. We're down to the final four, and of course, for the very first time, all four semi-finalists are coached by homegrown African managers. And so far in this tournament, there are no fairy tales, no surprises, just heavyweight football, quality football. And of course, I'm joined with Olise as always. How is it going Sunday?
Going well. Excited and happy it's about coming to an end.
Really, you can't wait for it to come to an end because, like me, as far as I'm concerned, I want this to continue.
No, I'm happy it's about coming to an end because I'm hoping my country will get crowned.
Yeah, true. I think I agree on that part that Nigeria should win this one. But before we break anything down, what's the energy of this tournament? Has it been like for you, especially now we're in the semi-final phase?
The tournament has been exceptional. In fact, from a tactical or a game plan point of view, I am tempted to say this is the best Afcon I have seen in over 20 years. The quality of the football has been high. I think it has a lot to do with the infrastructure also, because you don't see that on television, but I've been on the pitch so many times, and each pitch is looking as if they just made the pitch. I think I can say safely for once that this is even as good as what we saw at the World Cup in Qatar, if not even better sometimes. That is how good it's been. You can
That's
ask
a
the
bold
players.
claim.
It's not a claim, it's a reality. If you want, next time I make a video and I show it to you guys.
All right. So does it now feel like African football have matured?
This is more than matured. African football is it now. And in fact, African football is the future of football. This tournament is going to usher in a new era. And in the sense that if you look at the way the players are playing, the quality that is on show, and the fact that the refereeing is allowing a lot of play, is allowing the ball
Yeah,
to roll.
yeah.
That is, you're going to see that people are going to start imitating what's happening here. There is more play time now, less stops, and more action. So, and like you rightfully said when you started, there is nothing pleasing me the most. The fact that the countries are all being managed by Africans. I mean, the four last countries, huh?
Yeah. And to add to that, also the four nations will be representing in the semi-finals. All four of them have players who have won the African Best Player before.
Yeah, all four of them have that. But what is so special about Nigeria is that Nigeria has two.
Yes, we've got to. We're very
So,
greedy.
well, the fact that we have two is also making it look like the title is leaning towards us.
Yeah, our favorites. Yeah, and then there've been some comparison, on the internet that the Afcon is even looking more interesting than the Euros. Do you agree with this?
Come up. Has there ever been a doubt? Do you see Do you see the entrance of the African teams to the stadium? The show starts already. They're dancing, there's music, there's dancing. Do you see the quality of the gris, we say?
Yeah.
You see the dribbling, you see the movement. It is not long. Our football is, and if you look at on the pitch when it starts, on the pitch, there is a sign, a symbol that explains it. It says, we play differently. That is Africa, we are playing differently. You can't compare. You can't compare. And with what we've been lacking in the past has been infrastructure. And from the last the Afcon at Cote d'Ivoire, the infrastructure was already high. And now this one has topped it even more. So all we need now is just for the players, for the local leagues to all just pick up. The revolution would have started.
So let's get straight into it. Nigeria will take on Morocco in the
Ooh.
semi-finals. It's a very, very big one, facing the host nation in the semi-finals. Now, this one looks like styles will be colliding in this one. Morocco didn't exactly fly out of the blocks, against Cameroon. It was a different kind of game, because Cameroon are quite bullish and they have that strength over the Moroccans. Watching it, did it look like Regragui has finally just found that balance between control and attacking freedom, especially with their X factor player, Brahim Díaz?
To start with, what Morocco has struggled all through the group stages, but they've not struggled because they've not played well. They've struggled because they've not met up the high expectations they put on themselves. As a host, it's not easy. Prior to the World Cup 2022, had Morocco played the Afcon like this, the citizens would have been celebrating. But now, there's so much pressure here that you don't see when you're outside Morocco now. There's so much pressure coming from the citizens. They think their team has to win every game as if every game is the final. So that pressure has not been easy to manage. And furthermore, Morocco is no longer playing what they were playing at the World Cup in 2022. 2022, Morocco was playing a very compact defensive game, catching the opposition on the counter. Now they've totally changed their game. Now they are now possession-oriented. They now put pressure on the opposition. They now try to control the game and manage the tempo of the game, which is not easy to do. The biggest mistake anybody will do is to criticize this team because this team has gone 23 games without losing. That already tells you that they are doing something right, spectacularly right. So coming to the players, the manager now, from what I've explained, you see that the manager has done a great job, in as much as the citizens are not very, very pleased with it. But then the introduction of Diaz, Brahim Díaz, has gotten me to ask myself one question. Had Diaz been in this team 4 years ago in Qatar, what would have happened? Because that was what they lacked in the semi-final they lost. This player is extraordinary. 5 goals from 5 games. And the way, not only does he score goals, he provides assists, he keeps the tempo going, he manages the offensive play of this team. And he's everywhere. And he gives players the opportunity for them to take a breather while he's keeping the opposition occupied. The Moroccan team is very solid.
So do you think that they win games by managing games rather than expressing themselves?
No, they've been trying to express themselves. That's just been the problem. And they've had to win games from individual brilliance, which is logical too, but they've been trying to express themselves a lot. They've been dealing with so much pressure. You cannot see what happens here at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium. The way the fans are, the pressure is so huge. You get into a cab, the cab driver is talking about it. They're all criticizing. Everybody's a coach, just like my country, Nigeria. That pressure is what they are struggling with.
Right, so let's turn our attention now to Nigeria. We know that we're in the semi-finals. We've crossed the quarterfinals, which we have a very good record, winning all 11. Just once that we missed out of the quarterfinals where we lost to Ghana. Now, Nigeria, on the other hand, we look very scary. I could testify because Riyad Mahrez said something before that tie and said, wow, did you see the number of goals that they scored against Mozambique? They are the highest scoring team. They scored 14 goals already. Victor Osimhen looks like a man possessed, especially after what happened between himself and Ademola Lookman. Now, from a defender's mindset now, how do you even approach a striker who only needs one moment to hurt you?
Nigeria is not Victor Osimhen. Nigeria is these 11 solid players. For the past 20 years, I've never seen the Nigerian Super Eagles team play the way this team has played against Uganda, Mozambique, and Algeria. This has been extraordinary. For me, it has been so pleasant to watch. When I came out on the first game and I made it clear that Nigeria was not playing well against Tanzania, some people cried, oh my God, that kind of thing. Can you now compare Tanzania's game to the way we played Algeria? It is totally different. If you look at it, how many desperate saves has Nwabali made since we played Tunisia?
He has been chilling at the back.
Nwabali has been on holiday.
He's been chilling.
He's been chilling. That tells you how good our defensive network has been. Now, look at the two central. And a player nobody's talking about that is impressing me so much is Calvin Bassey. My God, this boy has totally grown. Confident. He's a rock. The game, you throw everything at this boy, he will handle it. No, let me not say this boy, because for me now he's a man. He's a big man. Do you throw anything at this man, he handles it well. Well complemented with Ajayi in the middle. Now, every team, you need good strikers to play well. You need good strikers to be able to finish up. But nothing makes you win titles better than your defense and your midfield. What Onyeka, Ndidi, and what the pre-assist king, Iwobi, has been doing in this tournament, forget it. Forget it. It's been wonderful. And the player that I think is our most important player has been Lookman. This boy has made it difficult. In fact, there was a game I did a statistics on him. That was the game we played before the Algerian game, Mozambique. Lookman almost never passed one ball backward.
Yeah, he was always driving forward. Always driving.
This is one of the most difficult things to do. Lookman never passed the ball backwards. He was playing forwards. And that made the difference.
To you, is this the best version of Nigeria we've seen in years? Or are they still living on chaos and vibes?
I don't know what's going to happen in the next games. I have forgotten because people were shouting the Tunisian game. For me, the Tunisian game was not really exceptional.
Yeah.
But the Tanzania game for me was not exceptional. I made my opinions clear. It's no secret anymore. But the way these Super Eagles have played the last 3 games is the best I have seen Super Eagles play in 20 years.
In 20 years?
In 20 years, since 2006. You can say Sunday said this. Ask anybody who is what is sought as a football analyst to watch our team, and they will tell you. Nigeria now forces the opposition to play defensive non-stop.
Yeah.
Nigeria now put pressure on you from the defense, from the midfield, and Onyeka and Didi are eating everything up in the midfield. So, and then you have look, Iwobi is just running the show like an orchestra, and it's just making me laugh when I watch this, and commentating Nigeria is the most difficult thing to do because you want to give all the compliments, but at the same time you're saying, oh, no, I have to be neutral. You have to be neutral. No, but the thing there is that they are really, really making it so pleasant to watch, and the domination is so good that I can't tell you what my colleagues who are Senegalese are saying to me. I will keep that secret. So as regards the fear they have, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I will keep that secret.
So let's look at the tactical side of this particular clash now. Nigeria have been ruthless. We know they've been ruthless in terms of scoring goals. We've scored the most, 14 already. Morocco look to dominate play most times, especially the fact that they're at home and they're favorites. Is there danger that Morocco actually plays into Nigeria's hands if they push too high?
Well, the thing there is, if you're going to attack against this Nigerian team, good luck to you. But if you're going to stay in the defense, we have a player who's that's what he's waiting for. Osimhen is just waiting for you to be deep so that they can pull out crosses. And, you saw what he did with the pinpoint pull-out he received from the last game. So from Bruno, Bruno that pull-out is something you call a textbook pull-out. The ball is there, and all the striker has to do is come into it. But Osimhen finished it even better because he nodded the ball down, which made it difficult for the goalkeeper to even make an intervention. If you're going to be offensive against us, you will have problems. But for Morocco to play Nigeria, I'm not going to, on this platform, I can afford to be biased.
Yeah, it's ours.
So it's my platform. It's our platform. So
it's our platform.
So I'm not going to tell what they need to do to beat Nigeria. We will say that after the tournament, because it became clear to me while walking around the streets of Morocco that a lot of people watch our podcast. But the sad part is that they don't watch it directly from us. They watch it from people who borrow from our podcast to share it around. So when I hear people telling me, like, hey, I see your podcast, I heard what you said about this. And I said, hey, how did you see that? Yeah, I saw it from this link. I said, no, that's not my link. But okay. But the point I'm just making is that it is something that people are watching from left. So you never know who's going to borrow from it. But Morocco will need to make a lot of changes to be able to beat us.
You made mention of if they attack or if they press high, Nigeria would be able to. Nigeria will consume them, and if they defend, it pays Nigeria too. So it's a case of if you attack, we're good to go. If you defend, we're still good to go. So who has to be more patient now in this game? Who has to be more patient?
If you attack, Nigeria goes counter. If you defend, Nigeria goes pull out. Make your choice. That's so it's
So you're caught between what? You're in a
thank
dilemma.
you. You're caught in between. But the question of being patient now, who has to be more patient is that what pressure do we have? What pressure do we have on us as Super Eagles?
Maybe the pressure to
Nothing.
win. Really?
No, we don't have this. Look, let's not deceive ourselves. If they had told you after we lost to DR Congo that Nigeria will get to the semifinals of the Afcon, we would have signed because we're looking out of sorts. We're looking disjointed. But the way we've played now, we now feel, okay, we can win it. So the pressure is not really on us. The pressure is on the host nation. It's much more on them. So we now, as a nation, have to be more patient. Without giving out chances, be patient and watch it. But I will say one thing also. This is the best team we're meeting so far. This is the most tactical team in Africa at the moment, for sure. So we are not also playing a team that is not as solid as us. We are meeting a team that is almost as good as we are, but we have more ammunitions than they do. That is the thing. And I'm going to say this. For the sake of Nigeria, we need to get Lookman back to what he was before the Algeria game. When we played Algeria, for the first time, I saw a Lookman that was not really 100% like he used to be. And that's worrying me. So we have to find a way to get this man back because he is the most important player for us.
Do you think that changed because of what happened on the pitch
Of
between
course,
him and
of
the
course,
teammate?
of course. It's obvious that's it. But I don't want to delve into it now. Those are things we can say about after the tournament itself, after the tournament itself. We have to let the boys be concentrated now. So what we have to do now is that my advice to everybody is like, make this man happy. The sooner the better. Because we need this man. Because there's nothing this man can do. He can score, he can give you assists, he can defend, he can pass, and the man is not too tall, which makes it difficult for people to mark. And he has a blist when he strikes the ball. I don't want to use a big word now.
He's just so good. The young man is so good.
No. I've always liked the guy, even when he was playing at Everton, you know. But so I've always liked the guy, and the way he's playing now, and especially this tournament that he's come back to life. Okay, look at Lookman. Lookman had a difficult time. He had a difficult time. This poor boy was totally attacked by his manager back in Atalanta. He had a deep drive. Nigeria had a deep drive during that time. Lookman is back now. We are back. I'm not saying he's the only one that's responsible, but he makes it easier for the other players to play better.
Switch our attention to the other semi-final game because there's history involved in this one. This is a rematch of the 2022 Afcon final, where Senegal, have been calm and efficient, while Egypt just came through an emotional and, of course, grueling win against Ivory Coast. I don't know. Do you think that win against Ivory Coast, the way they won that particular game, will take a toll on them against Senegal?
Well, they changed their tactics. They came at this game with a 4-3-1-2 playing formation. That means 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 1 player running between the lines, and the 2 players up front, Mamouche and Mo Salah. Now, what does that do? That forces the opposition to build up from these sides. They're not building up from the middle. And that also makes it easier for the team to absorb the fact that Mo Salah does not defend very well. So that tactic surprised Cote d'Ivoire. They were not expecting it. And all through the game, they could not adjust to it. So the question now is, how does Egypt play these semifinals? Are they going to use the same tactics? If they use the same tactics, then they force Senegal to play to the sides. Senegal cannot build up from the back, from the middle. They have to build up from the sides. There is just one problem. This Senegalese team, they really don't know how good they are yet. Every time they have to be threatened for them to bring out their best.
Yes, you're right.
So that is why it is very dangerous to really say this Senegalese team is this or this. They could be better than we've seen them. They could be worse than we've seen them. But that's how it is. And in the midfield, what Gay is doing, well, that makes it a little bit special. The way the man goes into transition from defense into attack and the way he's finishing. And one of my favorite players, Sadio Mané, is still there. So they are dangerous.
I'm going to reset your money. Do you see Egypt sticking with that low block that we saw against Ivory Coast, or they will drop deep to be able to try and manage transitioning?
This team is a bit like Nigeria. If you drop deep, Gay will shoot at goal. He will not try to pass it all through. He will shoot at goal, and he's great at it. If you come out, Sadio Mane will counter attack. So they are also kind of like in the playbook of Super Eagles of Nigeria. So these two teams. Maybe that is telling you something about who could get to the finals. Well, I'm praying.
Chat where I posted this. I'm in a group chat where I posted this after we won against Algeria, and I was like, Senegal Nigeria final for me, because I know that's going to be a massive final. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Thank you for using that word. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because there's a difference with what we wish for and what will happen on the grounds.
So, but when you look at these two teams, who do you think carries the most psychological edge?
The edge. One team is coming with a revenge in mind from 2021, Egypt. Another team is coming that we are better than you, we've beaten you in the past. And one team is coming with the mind that they are now growing into the competition, which is Egypt, because Egypt did not start very well. In fact, their first game, one could say they were near awful. But they got the results. They grinded the results out. Mo Salah, the poor man has been on pressure. He's been under pressure since the Liverpool fiasco. So he really needed time to get into the group. And the last game, he was looking Mo Salah. He was looking sharp. He was giving instructions to his colleagues. He was telling them left, right. So that makes Mo Salah now dangerous. And that is.
So is this a game Egypt tries to win? Oh, sorry.
No, please go ahead. I like that question. What are you saying?
Is this a game Egypt tries to win, or they try not to lose? Because of what you mentioned, how they've gotten themselves to this semi-final has not been beautiful. It has not been exceptional. Would they continue in this fashion where they just try to not lose?
I think they are being realistic. They are playing based on their own qualities. They know they are not on what they have. They know that they cannot impose the game completely, and they know that Mo Salah has not been at his best.
Yeah.
And Mo Salah gets this problem most times when it comes to the Afcon. It's always like that. It's like the African defenders have a antidote. So, and it makes it more difficult for him to play. Although the man still scores goals. He still scores goals.
Yeah.
But he's not as imposing in the game like he is in the Premier League, but he still finds ways to score. So that is the danger you have to look at here. How do you weigh this man? What do they choose to do? If Egypt decides that we're not going to attack, we are going to call out the Senegalese, it has some advantages because it gives Mo Salah a lot of space to run behind. And don't forget, for me, the most dangerous Egyptian is not Mo Salah. For me, it's Mamouche. Mamouche is dangerous. And the man is calm, but he's carving up a huge name for himself gradually now. So, in fact, he was the one that made it easier for them to beat Ivory Coast. Easier to beat Ivory Coast, I must say.
Salah and Sadio Mané, of course, they are the biggest players for this particular tie. But this game probably gets decided in midfield, because we saw the same thing against Ivory Coast. That midfield was nullified. They were Osam was able to set up their midfield to nullify Ivory Coast midfield. Would he be able to set up that way to be able to nullify the Senegalese midfield?
The Senegalese midfield is not the Ivory Coast midfield. The Senegalese midfield is better, with all due respect, is more experienced. And the Senegalese midfield have a player, even though he's over 30, he's supposed to be a striker. He comes in to join them to help. I'm talking of Sadio Mané. So they always have numbers. That makes them solid. That makes them difficult to play. So we're not going to have a packed midfield that's going to be dominated by the Egyptians like they've done in the past. We are going to have a packed midfield that's going to be highly competitive. What will make the difference here is who makes the first error. That is my belief. The team that makes the first error might live to regret it.
Senegal have physicality and they're
Mm.
going to play against Egypt's control and creativity. So, which
Mhm.
side would win here?
It's not difficult to say, but I'm leaning a bit towards Senegal. Why? Because of the fact that the Senegalese have this belief that they can overcome. You see it in the way they believe. And they always have this belief that the way they play is like, okay, it's just a question of time. As long as we got time, we're going to score. If you score us, no problem. We'll just play our game. And yeah, we'll come back. And they've been proving themselves right. But the question now is, they are coming against a team that is highly compact and a team that is looking as if they're just playing for the results. They just want to win the games. And that makes it difficult when you get to the semifinals because at the end here now, only the result counts, not who plays best. And that's what makes it delicate.
So, let's talk about something that is culturally amazing for us in this tournament. Like you rightly mentioned, four of these managers in the semifinals are all African coaches. From your experience, how much does this cultural understanding actually matter at this level? Are players responding differently because these coaches, kind of get them?
It's easier for me to talk to my brother than to me to talk to an outsider. That is what is happening here. And that's what football is at the national level. It is called national level. It's a national thing. And that is why it gladdens my heart because African coaches are totally barred from coaching outside Africa. It's almost impossible to see an African coach coaching in Europe, coaching the other national teams. It's impossible. Why take away the one from them that is in their own continent also? So the four of them now playing, and the four now have played. These are the four best teams so far. They've played the best football. Tactically, they've been the strongest. And that is kudos to the managers. So in as much as, look, the Egyptian, they have an Egyptian coach. The Senegalese have a Senegalese coach. The Moroccans have a Moroccan coach. Nigeria, we have a Malian. People will like to call him a foreigner, but if the man says he's Malian, he's a Malian.
And Nigeria, we're neighbors now. M and
Thank you.
N.
So
M.
Otigbaton. So it's the next, like you will say Otigbaton from the letter M to
Yes,
N.
now.
So
Yes,
it's
now.
like that. So the man is there now. And you know what is so pleasing for me really is that before this competition, you and I made it clear in our podcast that Nigeria could win this Afcon. Some people did not even want to look at it because they felt we couldn't look at it. You and I supported the Nigerian coach that the man has done better than all his predecessors, in spite of all the criticism. Many did not agree with us. It kind of feels good to say, we told you so. Don't you think, Toyosi?
Right. Yeah. It feels good, honestly. Although I won't lie, after the World Cup issue, I felt like since he has met his target, which is qualify for the World Cup, which he did not, I just felt he should have let him go. But then again, in that regard, I'm wrong. I accept it. I'm wrong.
Yes, but let me ask you one thing. If you let him go, who were you going to replace him with? The tournament was just 1 month. It was just
Yeah.
1 month away from then. Who were you going to replace him with? That would have been a suicide. I'm optimistic. He's done well so far.
Would I say milestone now? I don't know if this is a milestone, but can this cultural shift help in the future more African managers or African coaches coach national teams in Africa here and lead the way in terms of African coaches coaching their national teams and being not just coaching African coaches winning the African Cup of Nations is not as much as the foreigners that have won the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, of course, it cannot be as much. Have you been giving the African coaches the chance? If you've been ridiculed with
Come on, but some sections will tell you that some of the African coaches have also not been top notch.
which kind top notch? If you have out of 18, if you have 12 countries coming to the Afcon and 8 of them are foreigners, where do you where do you want the top notch to win from 4? What do you mean
But
top
there's
notch? And who are you to say who's top notch? The foreigner you're giving. Wait. Hold on. The foreigner you're giving the opportunity to has been given several opportunities in his own country to come and
yeah,
coach. The local man, you've not given him much opportunity. Where he's supposed to practice and get experience, supposed to be his national team or this thing, you don't give him the opportunity. And you say, oh, he's not top notch. When will the black man understand that if you don't value yourself, nobody will value you? Come on.
The Golden Boot race now, because this tournament has exploded with so many goals. I think from the very first game of the group stage, goals galore. Even smaller teams are also scoring goals too, you know. And the Golden Boot race is very tight. We have Brahim Díaz, we have Mohamed Salah, we have Victor Osimhen, scoring a brace. You score a brace, you see yourself go on top. You score one goal, you see yourself, you're stopping the next person. But at this stage of the tournament, does chasing individual record become a problem, or do great players actually lift the team with that hunger?
Well, if we want to meet this title, anybody who's chasing an individual record is bad for the team. If it's because when you start chasing individual records, that is when you start becoming egoistic. You start creating trouble because you are looking at yourself first. If you're chasing, it has to be team effort you're looking at. And if the individual record comes with it, then it is good for it. Of what use is it for you winning the highest goal scorer or highest best defender or MVP? Of what use is it for you and your country does not come home with the title? It's useless. That is not something anybody should be chasing now. But what is important to be chasing now is you should be chasing to be the best team, because the best team is the one that comes home with the title. So that is it.
Chasing my own personal glory, but also
Mm.
wanting to spread off on the team too as well.
Yeah, like you said, that hunger can rub off on the team. The most important thing is the team,
Okay, sir.
not your hunger. Not your hunger. What is who cares? Hunger also. What is important is the team.
So let's focus on the unsung heroes of this particular tournament, because we can mention Salah, we can mention Ademola Lookman, we can mention Osimhen, we can mention Mané, Brahim Díaz, El Kabi, the overhead kick or bicycle kick guy. We can mention all of these names, but
Mhm.
there are some gems of players who have been doing so well. Nobody's giving them that headline so far, but they've been doing so well, doing their duty and just being exceptional, but they are not singing their praises everywhere. So, who is that unsung player you think could decide who reaches the final?
They are mostly Nigerians. Onyeka, Calvin Bassey. I am totally saddened that people don't talk too much about Calvin Bassey. Ndidi.
He's out injured.
We are talking about what they've done so far.
Yeah.
Ndidi. And Ndidi has also done a lot off the pitch.
Yes, so he has on and off the pitch.
He has played his role as a captain, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very, very impressed with that.
Yeah.
I got a lot of emails telling me, hey, Coach, if I say for your podcast, if I say you are pushing it to be captain. Well, if that happened that way, it
The
has
last time we addressed it, Abby.
exactly. If that happened
And
that
you- and
way,
you're trying to shy away from it, too. You're even saying you don't want to choose.
no, no, yes, but I got a lot of private mail saying that, Coach, you are pushing for Ndidi, and I made it clear to
Come
them
on.
that look, I made it clear for them that look, choose somebody else for me now. You
Yeah.
know, and the man has proven us 10,000 times right, because we are all aware of the backdoor things he did for us to be able to play Algeria the way we did. So this guy should go into the history as in fact, I got a message from someone who was saying Ndidi is playing the Olise. Yeah, but I say, yeah, for me, I hope he gets paid, because him getting paid is him lifting the trophy. That would be good. So that would be great about it. So that notwithstanding, you have Ndidi, you have Onyeka, and to a large extent, let's look at Iwobi. Because in as much as people are saying Iwobi is playing well, it is not being pushed up there as one of the players of the tournament or something like that. And you see, if you look at all these teams, we've spoken about Gay of Senegal. They're not speaking enough about this man. I think the man is top notch. You think he's doing very well. Those are the players that I think that have really, really struck me the most. And maybe they're not talking enough about Ahmad, but he's out from
Yeah,
Ivory
it's
Coast,
out.
because the boys he's had a great competition for me.
Yeah. I can mention a few aside Ahmad, even for Nigeria, Akko Adams have been very, very.
Whoa! No, 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 no,
I
no!
love
God,
that
God,
boy.
God, God, God! I take it back. I take it back. I take
Love
it
him
back.
so much.
I take it back. Akko Adams has been one of my favorite Nigerian players,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a bias. Now that he's done it, I will confess.
Okay.
I have gone to watch Akko play at Seville,
Yeah.
because I'm often in the Andalusia area, but I've gone to
Yeah.
watch him play. a lot. And when I saw him the other day, when I went to just cheer the boys up, and I told him I had gone to watch him play, he was shocked. When I told him some things about, he was shocked about it. So I already knew a lot of. In fact, you've not seen anything yet. When it comes to Akko Adams, you've not seen anything yet. Wait till this boy now. No, wait till this man now feels that I am totally 100% at home with the Super Eagles. Then
Yes.
you see Akko
Yeah.
Adams
Yeah.
because the man is so solid, he's so strong. And the last game, I was so afraid because he missed a golden scoring chance. With the left foot over the head. All I was praying for, this boy need to score God, because if he no score
Feel
and we
down.
don't win this game, it might go a long way. But then not only that, he scored, easily beat the goalkeeper, scored, and then even had a chance to make it even with the ball when he struck the goalpost. So he's solid. This boy is solid. This man is solid.
Another name for me is the RB Leipzig guy for Ivory Coast, Diomande. Diomande too
Oh
has
yeah,
been very good. Just unfortunate that they got knocked out. Also, Iliman Ndiaye for Senegal too, the winger that plays for Everton. We
yeah,
have
yeah,
so
yeah.
many gems. We have so many gems, in this tournament.
You see, that is the more. If we continue now, you will call more.
Yeah, true.
That is how good. That is how good this championship, this tournament has been. That's why I'm telling you that this is going to usher in a new era of African football. It is so encouraging that, and you were talking about what is this going to be with the influence of the coaches, local coaches. I can tell you that many federations now are already looking at local coaches, even the ones who didn't qualify. I'm not going to tell you from where I know that, but I am here in Morocco and I'm seeing it. It is like that. So it is encouraging for the Africans.
Let's wrap this up now. If you had to pick one thing that would decide these semi-finals, tactics, mentality, or individual brilliance, what would it be?
That is a team that plays solid, aggressively, being compact when they need to, and dominant. The team that comes out and says, I am good, I will show you, I'm not afraid of you. That is the team that will decide it. Now, it might be Nigeria that will do that. I'm hoping it is Nigeria that do that. But any other team that does that will win this championship. It is no longer a question of who scores the most goals. It's the team that comes out and plays solid, dominant, and believe that we don't allow you to even get close to our goalkeeper. That's the team that will do that most. But then I'm going to end this with one thing. The team would these semi-finals that are coming up now. The factor that will decide who wins them the most is going to come down mostly to the managers. It's going to be a tactical warfare. The manager that is able to apply the right tactics that will be an antidote to the opposition is the one that will win it. It's not going to be who has the best players. It's going to be the one that is able to apply the right tactics that will stop the other opposition's best qualities from coming out and hurt them where they are weak. That is the team that will win it.
Nigeria get to the final.
God forgive me, but I'm already praying to take the picture. A picture that, and one thing,
Yeah.
my son told me something. He said, Pa, it looks like you bring Nigeria luck. And I said, why? The last time you left us and you went to South Africa to do the Afcon in 2013, Nigeria won the trophy with Keshi. Now you've left us again, and
Yeah.
you're in Morocco. Even though my wife is Moroccan and my kids are half Moroccans, Nigeria all of a sudden is playing well. It looks as my son is convinced we're going to win this trophy. You know, but that was until now because we are playing also is the mother's country. So let's see which one. So, and just to make just a fun thing, my daughter is already working on an idea to make a jersey, half Nigerian jersey and half Moroccan, to wear while they watch the match on Wednesday. And I
Yeah,
told her,
that's
I said,
cute.
yeah. And I told her, I said, you're going to make three? She says, no, I'm making for my brother and me. I'm not making for mommy because mommy is going to be putting on Morocco.
She's full Morocco.
She's from Morocco. So I said, okay, that's very nice. No, but really, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it is. And so far, the tournament itself has also been very, very exciting. I love it. I don't even want it to end. In as much as I want Nigeria to win at the end of the day, I just want it to continue, just enjoying good football and the best of, this tournament.
I can
Well, thank you
understand
very
that.
much. It's always been a pleasure breaking down football with you, Sunday. And that's it for this episode of Global Football Insight. We'll see you after the semi-finals and, of course, in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have anything you'd like us to talk about or touch on, you can also put it in our comment section.